What's up, pickleballers? Today's episode is MLP Dallas recap. 10 questions, 10 minutes with the legend Chris Cali from Sorry Not Sorry Pickleball. He's a pickleball pundit. Check out all of his content everywhere, including pickleballers.io. Chris, it's great to have you on.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here, dude. Thanks so much for having me.
Dude, my pleasure. 10 questions, 10 minutes. I got my timer here. Are you ready to get into this?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go. First question. Does Federico Stax kiss his mom with that mouth?
She probably doesn't even understand him. She probably only speaks Spanish. So she's like, looks like you had a good game. I don't know.
Yes. And Analie handled that relatively well, right? It didn't seem like there were too many antics after that crazy moment.
I think that's what kind of made it okay, is like everybody was laughing and smiling. Besides AJ Kohler, he was the only one that really had a problem with it. Even Analie's mom, Leigh, she was just like, hey, just use it, guys. It's fine. Don't worry about it, you know?
Does he have a little bit of a pass because it's his second language?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. I mean, I think he gets a pass even if he didn't speak his second language. I'm just like, whatever. It's competition. I mean, sure, it's a 16-year-old girl. I think it's more the fact, like, I'd feel weird about cursing at any woman regardless of her age, you know, but the 16-year-old part, I'm like, you know, but I don't know. It's heat of the moment stuff. I would be I'm trying to think of, like, if it was me, you know, I'm like, it would probably fire me up. I don't know if I would, like, get into somebody's face if they said it to my opponent. If they said it to my daughter or something, I probably would be pissed. Not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
All right, next question. We're rolling off these. Ben Johns' attitude against the Orlando squeeze was very shocking. Didn't seem like he wanted to be there. Who wanted to be there less? Ben Johns in the Orlando squeeze match or the Atlanta Bouncers ownership group?
Oh, well, I don't think Trae Young was even there. He did not show up. So I don't know. Yeah, it seemed like Ben just really got out of it, which is kind of normal. Every now and then he'll kind of get like that, it seems like.
Does.
It just seemed extra, though. They had a rough time in men's doubles this go.
They did.
Eric Lang did not show up. I was expecting at least one game where he came and he had that awesome game when we were back in Atlanta.
Yep.
But he was nowhere to be found. I mean, they won once in the quarterfinals, I think, and that was it. So,
and speaking of which, question 3, we both know that Ben Johns had a significant role in picking that team. 1 out of 10, how much do you think he regrets those picks?
So much. I mean, there's so many people that were left on the table, you know, and it's just like, man, Eric Long, he just like never came through. You have Tardio. I mean, you even have Callan Dawson, which, sure, you know, he's kind of similar to Colin Johns in that way, where it's like men's doubles going to play well, mixed, little shaky. But at the end of the day, I mean, you didn't even win men's doubles for the most part. So, you know, I don't know. I think he definitely at this point is like, shoot, we should look into trades for this third go round.
And even Ben and Jesse lost their match. I mean, they were down big. They kind of made a comeback at the end, but they were kind of nowhere to be found, at least in that semifinal match.
Yeah. I was actually kind of surprised at that. I like Jessie Irvin as a person, but I don't know if she's the best player.
Sure.
You know, like I think she's definitely one of the most overrated women.
Especially for a second round pick. That's
right.
That's tough. That's tough now. Yeah. Question 4, overall biggest winners and losers in this tournament.
Biggest winners. The Frisco Pandas. Biggest winners. I mean, they came in second, but they were winless for MLP history.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they make it to the finals. I mean, that's incredible. That's like the only team where you walk away losing the finals and go,
yeah. Well said. Very well said. In fact, I think there was a case that, I mean, they lost, so you can't give someone the MVP from there. But I mean, there's a case to be made that maybe Bobby could have been MVP. I mean, a lot of players played very well on that team.
Yeah. Is the MVP just for that final match, or is it for the whole tournament? You know, I feel like that's what kind of makes it confusing.
I don't know.
Yeah. Either way.
Next one. Riley Newman finally wins a tournament that Ben Johns is actually in. But how much credit does Riley deserve?
Well, I think he deserves quite a lot of credit. I mean, he's like definitely the best player on that team. You know, he does a lot. He obviously has a great team around him, though. You know, and I mean, like Jackie and Christian Alshon only dropped one match, like the whole tournament. That's crazy when you think about it. I mean, it's not surprising. They are really, really good. You know, it's like he deserves a lot of credit, but I also think it's like 50-50 him and 50-50 the three of them being able to get along with him. I think that's like kind of the big chunk of like, yeah, that's on you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't really play with him.
Yeah, he's not the easiest guy to get along with. Super passionate about winning. And it seems like recently he's been kind of flipping through a few different partners, especially on the mixed double side of things.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting. I wonder if he's going to play with, Jade potentially at some point.
Good question. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Next one, question 6. Anna Leigh Waters' Utah Black Diamonds come in second to last. They went 1-2 in matches on the tournament. Kind of looking back at the draft and the future of MLP, does that really affect her value in your opinion?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's being proven that, well, there's kind of two things that makes me think. Number one, I'm like unsure about if you pick a woman with your first round pick. Now, the squeeze, they took Anna Bright, and that worked out. Right?
Yeah.
The other thing that makes me think about is how much is Anna Leigh relying on her paddle? Because I heard a lot of rumors about the failed paddles this go around.
Right.
Hers was one of them.
Right.
A lot of people have been talking smack about her paddles. That paddle tech sounds different than every other paddle. And then all of a sudden, MLP's got different rules for that, and they don't allow her to play with it. Now it's like, oh, look what happens. She's vulnerable,
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I think you have a great point as far as, yeah, look, if Anna Leigh slides to the 8th pick overall, then you absolutely take her. But second, maybe you do go for Riley or somebody else that has been more of a proven winner in this format.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think you definitely got to go Riley above her. Yeah, even JW Johnson. I would say definitely go above her. Maybe even Dylan Frazier. I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think him and Travis Rettmeyer beat Ben and Eric Lang.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Next question. Speaking of coming in second to last, Seattle Pioneers bring in Sam Querrey as a replacement, plays with his MLP or his PPA date, West Burroughs, but they played horribly as a team. What's going on with Sam? Is that his last MLP tournament?
I think they'll give him one more chance and then that's it. I mean, he's just become a meme at this point. I'm all for it. I hope he plays everyone because I want to keep seeing it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fun to watch somebody lose like that. But it's only fun because of how much he thought he was going to do good and came out. He's like the way people make fun of him is how it'd be if Christian Alshon never got successful. You're just like, look at this guy thinking he's going to make it all big time. Oh, I'm going to be the top 6 player in just a few months. It's like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's a walking meme at this point. I would like to see him. He has definitely improved. So that's definitely something that to look forward to. And we'll see what happens in San Clemente. Question 8, CJ Klinger, back-to-back champion, back-to-back MVP. What are your overall thoughts on CJ?
This guy must love cruise ships. I mean, I cannot believe he's got 2 cruise ship tickets now. No, he's super great. Honestly, he's becoming one of my favorite players. There's just something so wholesome about it. I love watching him at interviews. He just is so awkward. He's just a kid, Yeah. It's like, wow, dude, you're so like tall and aggressive. You're a lefty. Like, dude, I'm honestly surprised he's still in Challenger League. I guess nobody really knew how good he was at the draft time.
Sure.
But I mean, if we're not going to have, premier Challenger format moving into 2024. Yeah. But if we did, I think he's that is a player who, if he was in Eric Lang's spot, dude, the Chicago Slice are taking it home every time. They're going undefeated. Really.
Well said. And he probably I think he would offer more value in singles than Eric would. I would imagine, right? I mean, who are you taking in singles?
No, for sure. Yeah, Eric Lang just falls apart. Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's almost one of CJ Klinger's strengths is singles, for sure.
Right. Number 9, what was your favorite shot, moment, rally of the tournament? I know there were many, but what was your favorite part?
Okay, the one that literally had me jump off my chair in excitement and get all giddy was the one where Tyler Loon jumped up and hit the ball. That was insane. That was one of the craziest plays ever. And what was crazy was a few plays before that, he did the same thing. A ball came at his feet and he hopped up and hit the ball. I don't think they won the point. They might have, but it was I remember thinking, I'm like, why did he do that? That's so interesting. And then he did it again, and it was wait,
that. Like, somebody's hitting an overhead, and instead of I don't know what the play is, but it's almost like he jumped to not get hit in the feet.
Yeah, it was like he was scared. He's like, don't touch my toes. Yeah.
Epic shot. Epic.
Yeah, he's been saying he's been drilling. I'm like, is that the shot he's drilling? Like, is that his new signature shot? The Ernie King and
no more Ernie.
My toe king.
It's just that now. Yeah. Last one. If you were to win an MLP championship, how are you celebrating?
Oh, how would I celebrate an MLP championship? I'd probably just binge out on candy or something like that. I love candy so much, but I'm like, I can't have sugar. But if I win something big, I'm just like letting myself go. Like, I'm having a night to myself. Yeah. Like, I don't drink or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to a candy bar. Not like.
What's your favorite candy or candy bar?
What's my favorite candy?
What's your go-to?
Probably Swedish Fish or Sour Patch Kids. Yeah.
Gummies.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
Right on.
Got some tonight, actually.
Hey, great stuff. Any last thoughts? Anything that we didn't talk about that you think is necessary to talk about before we wrap this up?
Well, just the fact that this third event is going to be awesome, especially if DC and Orlando Squeeze make it to the finals. I don't often root for the same teams to win, but I feel so unsatisfied that it's just 1-1. Yeah. I'd be so lame if I don't know, the Chicago Slice came in and won one or something like that. It's like, no, I want to see the tiebreaker for this match.
Here's what I think too. I mean, looking back at Atlanta, Orlando was down 0-2. They end up winning mix and then the Dream Breaker. Who knows that if Anna and Andre could have somehow won? I mean, they were up in that match. They had game point
17.
Yeah, they could have won that one, and who knows? I mean, I'm definitely taking Zane and Rachel to win over Christian. So who knows? We could have seen the exact same thing play out. I would love to see it again.
What's funny? It all happened right after Anna Bright had that shot where she screamed in Riley's face and was like, no. It's almost like that fired up Riley, and then he never looked back. And then they went on to win it. It was that's when they fell apart. So it's like, damn. She got hit right in the head after that, too. It's kind of funny how, one shot, she's like, no. And then the next one, Riley's like, no back. And it's oh, dang. You really are going hard at her. But, yeah, I mean, they close it out. They learn their lesson.
Yeah.
So.
Mama said, don't play with your food. Close it out when you can.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, thanks for hopping on the episode. That's all for this. 10 questions, 10 minutes. Chris Cali.